Alright, this is lesson 8-1. Today we're talking about solids. Now solids are basically our 3D shapes, so 3 different dimensions. Before, when we talked about shapes, we talked about like our length and our height, or the base and the height, or the length and the width. 3D shapes have 3 different dimensions, so we're going to have this measure, we're going to have the height measure, and we're also going to have this third measure right here. So we're going to talk about 4 main solids today. A prism is like what you see here. A solid with 2 parallel bases and then lateral faces that go around in between our 2 bases. And we name solids and prisms by their base shape and call it a prism. So this is going to be a hexagonal prism because each base has 6 sides, so a hexagonal prism, as you can see right there. So inside each of these shapes there are a couple of terms that I want to show you guys. They're listed in your book and you guys are going to put them in your notes, but I'm going to show you what they are so you can get a visual on what each of these are. So each term, here we go. Let's start with a vertex. Vertexes are these points here. You'll notice that vertexes are between these lines here. These lines we call edges. And so a vertex is where 2 or more edges meet. And they're going to be kind of our points on our shape. So these edges, this is a base edge because it's along our base. A lateral edge is this one right here, and those go along our lateral faces. Now in prisms, in all the prisms, you're going to notice that the bases can be whatever shape they need to be, or whatever shape that you notice, or however many sides they have. The lateral faces will always be rectangles in prisms. So we've had a lateral edge, lateral face, base edge, our base right here, and our vertex. So we got all of those terms here on the prism. Now on a pyramid, we still call this a pyramid, has only one base, and so we still use the base to help us name the figure. So this is a pentagon, so I would call this a pentagonal pyramid. Instead of 2 faces, you'll notice that all of the points meet right here at a vertex. So I've got one face, one vertex, and I've got lateral faces between. Notice that my lateral face for a pyramid is what shape? Right, triangle. So I still have my lateral edge, lateral face, base, and base edge, vertex, vertex, vertex. So those are the two, or those are prisms and pyramids, and in your book you're going to see a lot more examples. We can have a pentagonal prism, we can have a square pyramid, or a triangular pyramid. Those are probably ones that you've recognized. Now we have 2 other types of shapes. We've got a cylinder, is a solid with 2 circle bases, and then it's got, as you can tell, it doesn't really have these edges. It just has a lateral surface. So we've got 2 bases, which are circles, and they are always circles, and they're connected by this surface here. There's no edges or vertices here on a cylinder. On a cone, which is what you see whenever you are eating ice cream, or if you're getting water from one of those Gatorade containers. A cone has a circle base, and it has this lateral surface, but you'll notice it has one vertex up here, and so it comes up to the point just like the pyramid did. So in your notes, you're going to want to fill in and write down the definitions for each of those so that you are prepared for class, and we'll keep going over the terms and those different things together.